Right. Okay. So let me launch the quiz, guys. Okay. So you can see the questions on your screen now. Okay. Please, we have 8 questions related to the yesterday's class, and you can just mark your answers. Some of them are easy questions. Some of them you have to think logically. Not very big questions. Okay. And yeah, complete the assignment, guys. Okay. So once this is done, we will continue with the discussion. I hope you can see the questions on the screen, right?
Yes,
Yes,
we
bro.
can.
Done. You can start answering these things. Till now, only 8 people completed, guys. Please try to complete immediately so that we can start the discussion. Okay, 14 people responded, 15 responded, guys. We have, okay, 17 responded. 4 more people has to respond. Please respond, guys. Please complete the quiz so that we can start the discussion. It's not very difficult. Definitely you can answer minimum 5 questions, guys. Right, 18 people out of 23, 78% participated. Let me share my screen. You're able to see my screen, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let me, okay, 20 people responded, that's fine. I'm going to end the quiz, guys. Okay. I'm going to end the quiz. Anyone is there to submit? Do you want me to wait, guys? Right, okay. I'm going to end the quiz, guys. Done. All right, and let me download results, view results from the browser. Okay, done. Right. Okay. So, okay, it's asking the login. Let's do one thing. Where is that poll? Let's do one thing, guys. Instead of that, we'll do one thing. Where is that? Polls. Okay, download the results we'll do so that we can refer later also. And for download also it's asking login. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's see. We'll continue, guys. Just a minute. Okay. We'll we can do one thing. Right. Okay, done. So you're able to see the answers and questions on the screen, right? I mean to say questions, responses you
Yes.
can see, right? Right. Done. Okay, so 20 people participated, guys. Here, 20 people participated out of 24. That's fine. One SQL Server software copy is called one instance. Two people answer like database, wrong answer. One answer like a file, which is wrong answer. So instance is the correct answer. 16 people answered. Okay, thank you. How many instances we can install in a box? So we can install 50 instances, guys. So 49 plus 1 we can install. I mean to say 49 named instances and one default instance. Total 50 instances we can install. So some of you answered like 49. Two people answered to a 49, which is wrong answer. And one person answered like 51, which is wrong answer again. Okay, 16 people answered 50 instances, which is correct answer. How many default and named instances you can install in a box? Yes, 49 plus 1. I mean to say 1 plus 49. 1 is default instance, 49 is named instances. 17 people answered correctly, and remaining 2 people 1 plus 50, which is wrong answer. Identify the correct instance name. Okay, so 2 people answered B52 space SQL Server. We have a space here. Space is a special character, so which is not going to allowed. So this is like a wrong answer. B52 space SQL Server. And most of you answer like B52 underscore SQL Server underscore and a dollar is the are the two special characters which will be allowed during the naming of the instance, guys, during the instance name. And identify the correct answer. Service account. Okay, service account is an account which helps to run the service, and service account is responsible to read and write the data from the disk to the disk. Service account is nothing but a normal disk with no importance. We can install SQL Server without service account. These two are wrong answers, guys. This is like a multiple choice question. So I guess 14 people answered both the options, so which is good, guys. So these two are correct. Okay, service account is an account which helps to run the service. Service account is responsible to read and write the data from the disk to the disk, guys. So what are the default specific features we have to select while installing SQL Server? Database engine. This is also multiple choice question. 19 people answered. Okay, database engine, but still these three are the default features that we are going to answer here. I mean to say we have to select. Instance specific features. I said default specific features. We have two types of features: specific features, shared features. Specific features means it will exist one copy per each instance. Okay, so database engine is important, full text is also important, replication is also important. Those who answer like database, I guess why they missed full text and replication. 19 people answered database, right? I guess same 19 people has to answer full text and replication. This is a multiple choice question, guys. You can see here multiple choice question. So you have to select these three options. Okay, database engine, full text and replication. Python and R, it's not a default. It's like add-on. If you want, you can install. One person answered Python and R. It's not a default feature that we have to install. Okay, so that is just a service or extra add-on feature. If customers are asking, then only we can select. But here we have to select these three features. It's mandatory to install the SQL Server. Which file will help you to find the installation logs? Error file, one person answered, wrong answer. Flat file, two people answered, which is wrong answer. Temporary file, no one answered. Summary.txt file is the correct answer. 16 people answered, guys. Good. In which file SQL Server will store the installation command? Okay, yesterday in the last, okay, so at the end of the class, we discussed about this. Like once the inputs, like whatever we have selected, whatever the options we have selected during the installation, before hitting the install button, I just shown you one file called configuration file.ini. So in the configuration file.ini, it is going to store all the inputs, whatever we just gave during the installation, like default or named instance, instance name, service accounts data information, what are the features that we have selected, okay, what are the collation settings that we have selected, what are the data files location, temporary location, maxed up settings, everything, whatever we have selected, whether it is default options or like the options that we have selected, everything, whatever the inputs during the installation that we gave, all the inputs will be stored in the configuration file.ini. So when you hit install button, automatically this file configuration file will be called to the command prompt, and the command prompt will take the inputs of the file, and it will start installing the SQL Server. As Windows machine don't know the GUI and we don't know the command to install the SQL Server. Okay, so this configuration file.ini will help you to convert your GUI options into the command, guys. Okay, clear? Any questions here?
Yeah, good morning, Shanmugam.
Yes, good morning.
So what is the full form of INI?
In initialization something will be there. I'll update you. Okay, I have to check that one.
And also, can we install the SQL Server with the command from the command?
We can. I'll tell you. And I mean to say, in how many
Yeah.
ways you can install, I'll tell you. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Yes.
Your voice is breaking. Someone is talking. Srinivas, your voice is completely breaking.
Oh.
You can type.
Replication regarding, I'm asking about replication. The option is there, right? Replication.
Yes, yes.
What is it?
Replication will be discussed during the HADR concepts. We have a big discussion on replication. Around 3 to 5 hours, we are going to discuss on replication.
Yeah, that is okay. But we are choosing like specific features, right? Replication.
Correct.
Default, right? That is.
Yeah, that
So
is.
why it is default? Like,
See, why it is default means replication. Generally, people will use the replication feature. Okay. So not most of the companies, mostly like every company will have replication. In case if you don't want, no need to, I mean to say, no need to use the feature. But during the installation, we will select the replication feature.
okay. Thank you.
Anandika, I guess you rejoined again. I renamed your name. Okay. Morally done. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Chalo. Yeah, so this will be shared, guys. Okay, so this will be shared so that you can keep the record of all the polls, which will be helpful for the interviews. Okay, fine. Right, so we just connected to the server, and in the last class we installed the SQL Server, guys. So after the SQL Server installation, okay, after the SQL Server installation, we have to install one more very important component. What is that, guys? What is that?
GUI SSMS.
SSMS.
Right. Okay. So we have to install SSMS, guys. SSMS. SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. It's a client, or I can say it's a tool. It's a tool which will help you, to connect to the running instances. Okay, running instance means server, right? So SSMS, without SSMS, we cannot connect to the SQL Server without SSMS. SSMS is a tool, guys. It's a small application. It's a tool or application, both are same. It's an application which will help you to connect to the running SQL servers. If the SQL server is stopped, we cannot connect. If it is running, then only we can connect to the particular SQL server. So yesterday we have installed one SQL server, right? Yesterday we have installed one SQL server software copy. So I want to connect to that SQL server, right? I want to complete my works, like I want to create some databases to store the data. I want to insert some data into the databases. I want to add some records. I want to insert some records. I want to modify the records. I want to update the records, delete the records. I want to take the backups. I want to restore the database. Okay. I want to set up the HADR, high availability disaster recovery. So where we are going to do all these things using SSMS, we can do all these things, guys. So SSMS is an application which will help you to connect to the running SQL servers. The servers should be up and running, then only we can connect to the SQL server. So SSMS will help you to connect to the SQL server, guys. So from where we can get the SSMS? Generally, before SQL Server 2005, I mean to say not before SQL Server 2005, we have one more tool called Query Analyzer. Okay, so the name is different. That's it. Functionality is same. Like in the SQL Server 2000, before 2005 means SQL Server 2000, right? In the SQL Server 2000, we use it to connect to the instances using Query Analyzer, guys. Using Query Analyzer, we use it to connect to the instances. From 2005 onwards, 2005 onwards, SSMS is introduced, guys. From 2005 onwards, SSMS is introduced. Okay, SSMS is introduced. So up to SQL Server 2016, SSMS is a inbuilt shared feature. Okay, up to SQL Server 2016, SSMS is an inbuilt shared feature, guys. Means what? Yesterday we have selected 4 shared features, right? Yesterday we have selected 4 shared features, right? So in
Yes.
case if you are installing the SQL servers from 2005 to 2016, if you are installing SQL Server 2005 to 2016, we have one more shared feature called management tools. Yesterday we have selected 4 shared features. In the same box, there is an extra option called management tools. So you have to select the management tools to get the management studio. This is for 2005, from SQL Server 2005 to 2016. If you want to install management studio in the shared features, you can choose management tools, then the management studio will be installed during the installation of the SQL Server. From 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated, guys. SSMS is separated. Okay. So you have to download SSMS separately and install the SSMS. Okay. That you can do before SQL Server installation or after SQL Server installation also. No issues. Okay. So up to SQL Server 2016, the SSMS is like a inbuilt. So you have to choose management tools option to get the SSMS, guys. From 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated. You have to separately download the management studio from the Google, and then you can install it separately after the installation of the SQL Server, guys. So now we are using 2019, guys. So let's download the management studio from the Google. I'll show you how to download, and then let's install the management studio. Installation of management studio is very easy. Okay. So it don't take, I mean to say it will take time, but you don't see options. You can see only one button called install button. Okay. Just click on the install button to install management studio. So let's download the management studio from the Google. Go to Google. Okay. So just type download SQL Server Management Studio. You can see here, right? Download SQL Server Management Studio. So this is Microsoft website. Okay, you can see learn.microsoft.com. So let's open this Microsoft website to download the Management Studio. How we are having SQL Server versions? In the same way we are having Management Studio versions also. Every software will have version, guys. Every software, every application will have the version. So the latest version of Management Studio is 19.1. Okay, what is the latest version, guys? 19.1. We have SSMS 16, we have SSMS 18, we have SSMS 19. Mostly no one will ask you SSMS versions. Mostly no one will ask you, unless and until if anyone, like, they just want to check whether you know or not. So mostly no one will ask you, guys. It will be like this. The SSMS version will be like 16.0, 18.1, 18.2, and 18.6 is also there, I guess. Okay, and we have 19.1 is the latest version of Management Studio. So you can see here download SSMS. Just click on this, automatically the SSMS will be downloaded, guys. So it don't ask any other options. Okay, so it will start downloading. And the file size, guys, remember one thing, sometimes they will ask you what will be the file size of SSMS, what will be the file size of the SQL Server software. They might ask you these questions also if they got doubt. Why? Because generally we'll install SSMS, regularly we'll install SQL servers in the organization, and we will only copy the files from shared location to the server. So definitely, if you are doing multiple times, if you are doing it regularly, installations and all, definitely we'll have an idea of guys, is it disconnected?
Yes, it was.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what is the last point we discussed?
File size.
File size.
file
Okay.
size of the
Done. Okay. Chalo.
SMR
Yes,
compute
this is
server.
file size.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Done.
this is file size.
Okay. Venkatesh, can you hear me? Venkatesh Kumar.
Yeah. No
Okay.
one.
Done. Fine. Okay. So sometimes as we will do this operation or we will do this activity regularly, the organization will regularly install SSMS, regularly will install SQL servers, right? So they will ask you what is the size of the SSMS, what is the SSMS file size, what is the SQL server file size. In the interviews, they might ask you these kind of questions also. Not regularly, but very rarely people will ask just whether you have an idea or not, and this will help you to check whether you are a genuine or a fake guy and all. Okay, sometimes I just attended some of the interviews. Okay, so there they ask what is the size of the service pack, what is the size of the SSMS, what is the size of the SQL server software. Okay, so generally SSMS file size will be 600 MB to 800 MB, guys. Okay, 600 or 500 MB also. SSMS file size will be from 500 MB to 800 MB. Okay, even the service packs, cumulative updates, in the same range it will be, guys. Okay, again we'll discuss during the patching, don't worry. So SQL server file size will be, SQL server software size will be, okay, will be like 1 GB to 1.5 GB, guys. 1 GB to 1.5 GB. Don't tell SQL Server software size. Okay, SQL Server software, just software file size is like 1 GB to 1.5 GB, guys. Don't tell anything more. Okay, so what if we don't know? Generally, will tell something. We'll give you a big value. We'll give the big value to the interviewer so that definitely he'll understand. Okay, this guy is not a genuine guy. So don't tell 3 GB, 4 GB, and all. If it is SQL Server software, it will be max 1 GB to 1.5 GB. If it is like any other tools like SSMS, service packs, cumulative updates and all, don't worry about the cumulative updates, I'll tell you. So it's if it is any updates like service packs and all, the file sizes will vary from 500 MB to 800 MB, guys. Right. So the SSMS is downloaded. So now you can see in the download section. So now I have to copy, right? So right click, you can copy from your local laptop to the server. As I have connected the server using RDP, I can copy paste from my local laptop to the server directly. If you are not connected to the server through RDP, if you are working like with a direct connection, you cannot copy paste the files from local laptop to RDP. Shanmugh, then how to practice? Check whether you are getting internet or not in the server. Okay, check whether you are getting internet or not in the server. If you are getting internet, then open Google, download the software directly to the server. That is one option. Sometimes we'll get the internet, but the feature is not there because of the OS limitations. Okay, so open the Internet Explorer, just open the Google and download the software directly to the server itself. But in the organization, how we are going to copy, guys, in the organization? In the organization,
File server.
using shared location. Okay, shared path is provided. In the shared path, we'll have all the SQL Server softwares, all the prerequisite softwares like SSMS. Okay, right? All these things will be there in the shared path. So you have to open the shared location from the server, and you have to copy the software from the shared path. That is one thing, right? But in the practice, try to download it directly to the server if you are getting internet to the server. If you are not getting internet, there is an option called SSMS ISO. Yesterday we have attached SQL Server ISO, right? So in the same way, I guess I have already provided the software links. In that you can see SSMS.ISO file. Download that SSMS.ISO file. In case if you are not able to copy or download SSMS directly to the server, follow this option. Not everyone. In case if you are not able to download or copy the SSMS from to the server, then you have to use this option. So the software that I have shared with you, it will have like 4 or 5 softwares: Windows Server software, SQL Server software, 2 SQL Server softwares, 1 Oracle VirtualBox software, and 1 SSMS software, 1 SSMS.ISO software. So download SSMS.ISO. Once you downloaded, same, you know, right? So how to attach an ISO image? Go to Oracle VirtualBox Manager, go to settings and go to storage section. Okay, and then just replace SQL Server software with SSMS ISO like this. Okay, so I just downloaded so I can see SSMS ISO image. So if it is ISO image, you can see icon like this, a disk kind of image you can see. Okay, so if it is ISO image, you can see a disk kind of icon. So download the SSMS ISO image, guys, and then go to the download section and then attach the SSMS ISO so that ISO will be attached. Okay, and from where we can access that attached file. Once you have attached any file, from where we can access that file, guys?
In File Explorer.
Yes, in the File Explorer, this PC, when you open this PC, under D drive, here, instead of SQL Server setup file, it will show you SSMS file. You have to simply open it and you have to simply install it, guys. That's how you can manage in case if you are not able to copy the SSMS software from your local laptop. Okay, done. Chalo, now we just copied the SSMS setup file, right? Right, let's install the SSMS. So before installing the SQL Server, yesterday actually we just installed the SQL Server, right? And then after the installation of SQL Server, generally what we will do, we will install the setup file, SSMS setup file. So after the installation of SQL Server, you have to reboot the server, guys. You have to reboot the Windows machine. I told you best practices. Before and after the SQL Server installation, what you have to do? You have to reboot the Windows Server. If you don't reboot the Windows Server, you cannot install Management Studio. Getting my point, guys? After the installation of SQL Server, you have to reboot the Windows machine. I hope you all know how to reboot the Windows machine. Reboot, restart, both are same. Click on the start button. You can see power button. Click on the power button and you can choose restart button. And it will ask you the reasons why you are restarting. Check any planned activity and then you can restart. Then you can start installing Management Studio, guys. Okay, I'm going to share the yesterday's video after this class so you can start working on the installation part. Okay, so always you have to open this application with any application files. How to open?
Run as administrator.
With run as administrator. Yeah, with a right click you can choose run as administrator. And again, to install the SQL Server, okay, to install any other applications, you should be part of local administrator. Generally, all the DBAs are part of the local administrators. Okay, so Shanmukh, where to check? Okay, so there is an option called lusrmgr.msc, lusrmgr.msc. In the run, open run in the server. In the server. Now, whatever we are doing, everything we have to do it in the server only, guys. Okay, right. So in the lusrmgr.msc, if you see groups option, double click on this and you can see administrators group, right? So double click on the administrators group. So there you can see the members of this administrators, those who are part of the administrators group, all are local administrators, guys. Those who are part of the administrators group, all are local administrators. In the administrators group, you can see one user, right? He's a local administrator. So what is his name? Administrator, right? So
Yeah.
I just logged in using administrator account, right? I just logged into this machine using administrator account, right? So this administrator is a local administrator. So I am
Yes.
able to install all the things. As a DBA, you should be part of the local administrator. So in the organization, you can also open lusrmgr.msc, go to groups, go to double click on administrators group. There you can see, Shanmukh, can I see my name? Actually, you cannot. You cannot see your name directly. Then Shanmukh, how to identify? In the organization, we will have a group login, guys. Group login concept. This will be discussed in the Active Directory setup. Don't worry about it. We have a separate class. Active Directory setup. What is group login? How to create group login? How to create a domain login? What is a domain admin? Everything will be discussed in the Active Directory, which will start after 1 month. Right? Those are the advanced concepts. So your DBA group will be part of the administrators instead of your own account, you can see your DBA group account, SqlDBA, like that kind of name you can see in this list. If you are able to see your group name, so all the members of the group means all the DBAs are part of the local administrators group. I'll show you, don't worry. Once we configure Active Directory, I'll show you, okay, the live demo and all. Don't worry about it. Right. So now you can close this. So now you can see, right, release 19.1. This is your management studio. Okay. So now if you see, I can see install button. Some of you can see restart button here. Instead of install button, they can see restart button. So what you have to do to fix that?
We have to restart this.
That's it. That's it. Again, Shanmukh, I cannot see install button. Help me. Not like that. It is simply showing restart button. So just restart and again open the setup file. That's it. Very simple. Okay. 1 minute. Put the charge. Right. Okay. So now you can see install button, right? Some of you can see restart button here. You have to simply restart and you have to install it again. Some of you can see repair button here. Repair button, repair and close, two options you can see. So what you have to do in case if you are able to see repair button? In case if it is showing repair button, what you have to do?
You have to repair it.
Not required. When it will show you repair, I'll tell you, okay? So now I'm installing, let it install, okay? Just click on install button. You don't see any other extra options like SQL Server. Just install button you can see. You have to install the Management Studio, guys. So after the installation of Management Studio, generally what people will do, to open Management Studio, again they will click on the setup file. Already you installed the Management Studio. Again to open, they will click on the setup file. So second time you are trying to install, then it will show you repair button. Getting my point, guys?
Okay, bro. Okay, got it.
Once you install the SSMS, don't click on the setup file. Okay, this is just a setup file, means you are trying to install it for the second time. Okay, you are trying to install it for the second time, so it will show you repair button. Simply have to open it using another interface. I mean to say using another shortcut, you can open SSMS, but don't double click on that after the installation of Management Studio. Okay, I'll show you that as well. I'll show you that as well. Right. So how many Management Studios we can install? Let it be, let it install. So guys, I just enabled AI companion. Can you see my script? I mean to say, can you see the transcript in the chart? Anything is like, can you see the AI transcript, something like that? If you want, you can enable, you can, it will helpful for you like a running notes, whatever I'm talking. Okay, it is going to log everything, guys. Can you see that?
Sir, we can see the captions.
Captions you can see, right?
Yes.
And even summary also will be generated, I guess, after the class. Okay, so the summary will be updated. I'll share the summary, guys. After the meeting yesterday, I just shared the running notes after the meeting. So are you able to see that running notes, yesterday's night one? The chart, can you see that option? The yesterday's night class running notes I just posted in the Zoom chart. Can anyone see that? Check it once.
No.
You're not able
No,
to
I didn't.
No, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me check. You cannot see that one in the chart option. You cannot see the last collation settings, virtual service account. No?
No, we
No.
don't see it.
Okay, okay, done. Let me copy paste it again in the chart so that you can. This is this running nodes, guys. Now you're able to see, right?
Yes, in the chat.
Yes, we can.
Done. Okay, and you can save this. And even so, the meeting summary is also enabled so that once the meeting is done, you can see the summary of the meeting, guys. Okay, it will be very helpful, crispy. Right, fine. So where are we now? We are discussing about the management studio, right? So how many management studios we can install? We can install multiple SQL servers. You know that. Like how many management studios we can install?
Only one.
Only one.
Only one. Now tell me, management studio is the specific feature or shared feature, guys?
One
Management studio is the specific feature or shared feature?
Shared.
Shared.
So one management studio is enough.
Yeah.
I think in every version one can be installed.
This is specific feature, I think.
Specific feature, okay. Done. Okay. So management studio is the shared feature. Okay, shared feature. During the installation of
Yes.
management studio, I told you actually you have to see here management studio.
one is enough.
Yeah. So you can see management tools. I told you, right? Up to SQL Server 20. Yeah, here you can see this management tools. You can see under shared features. Okay, shared features. Right. So management studio is a shared feature, guys. One management studio is enough to connect to all the instances. Okay. So one management studio is enough to connect to the instances. Okay. All the instances, whatever the instances that are running in the machine, you can connect to all the instances using a single management studio. Someone said we'll get one management studio per one instance. Yes, up to SQL Server 2016. Like if you install SQL Server 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, generally for each instance you'll get one management studio. So you can see multiple management studios also in the machine. Getting my point, guys? If you install 2005, you will get one management studio from the shared features. If you install 2008, you will get one more management studio. If you install 2008 R2, you will get one more management studio. If you install 2012, one more management studio. If you install 2014, one more management studio. As you are going to select that management tools feature, automatically you will get multiple management studios. So the answer is we can install multiple management studios in the machine. Okay, but generally we will use only one. But as per the instance version, multiple management studios also will be installed in the Windows machine. Is it clear, guys? Any questions here? Right. So now the thing is, I said like using one management studio, I can connect to all the instances irrespective of the versions. One management studio is enough to connect to all the instances irrespective of the version, whatever version it is, whether it is a 2005 or 2008 or 2008 R2, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 22, you can connect all the instances using that particular management studio using a single management studio. But some limitations are there. Okay. For example, if I have SQL Server 2019, I mean to say 2012. SQL Server 2012 Management Studio is there, SSMS. Okay, SQL Server 2012 SSMS is already installed. So in the same Windows machine, I have SQL Server 2019. Okay, SQL Server 2019. In the same Windows machine, I have SQL Server 2019. So my SSMS version is lower version. 2012 is the lower version when compared to 2019, right? So can I connect lower version instance? I mean to say, can I connect higher version instances in the lower version management studio?
No.
Is it going to
No.
allow?
Yes, you can connect.
Yes or no?
No.
Tell me, guys. Just to try.
No.
Yes, you can connect.
No.
Can I connect higher
Yes, sir,
version
we can connect.
instances in the lower version management studio? Or can I connect
Yes.
lower? The same. I have 2019 SSMS also. We have. Can I connect the SQL Server 2012 in 2019 SSMS?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Lower version instance in the higher version management studio, higher version instance in the lower version management studio. Can we connect, guys?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Answer is yes. Both are yes. You can connect lower version SQL Server in the higher version Management Studio, and you can connect higher version SQL Server in the lower version Management Studio. You can connect, but there are some limitations. So what are the limitations, guys? If you are connecting SQL Server 2019 in the 2012 SSMS, 2019 features won't be visible in the 2012 SSMS. Getting my point, guys? Getting my point? For example, I'll give you a best example. SQL Server 2008 SSMS, SQL Server 2012 SSMS. Imagine. Actually, in the SQL Server, there is a feature called always on, okay, which was introduced from SQL Server 2012. Will be discussed. There is a separate discussion on the always on. So, always on feature is an excellent feature. Nowadays, every company is using this feature, always on. Why? Because you people will do this kind of mistakes, guys. We will do these kind of mistakes in the organization. That's why I'm explaining. So now, as we discussed just now, I can connect to 2012 in the 2008 SSMS, right?
Yes.
I can connect to 2008 in the 2012 SSMS, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when you connect SQL Server 2012 in the 2008 SSMS, the always on feature is not visible, guys. Actually, always on is introduced in the 2012, but still you are using lower version Management Studio to connect to higher version SQL Server. So what we discussed, guys, higher version features will be, you cannot see the higher version features in the lower version Management Studio, right? Getting my point?
Yeah.
Whatever higher version new features are there, the higher version features will not be visible in the lower version Management Studio. So even though you connected to 2012 in the 2008 SSMS, always on feature will not be visible in the 2008 SSMS. Are you getting my point, guys? You can connect your instances in any version of SSMS, but if your SSMS is lower version and you are connecting to higher version, okay, you cannot see higher version features in the lower version Management Studio. If you are connecting to the lower version SQL Server in the higher version of SSMS, no issues at all. Lower to higher will work. If your SQL Server is lower and your Management Studio is higher version, no issues at all the features will be visible. If your SSMS is lower version and if your SQL Server is higher version, then higher version features will not be visible in the lower version SSMS. Clear? Any questions here?
Can you repeat once again?
Yeah, confused, Shanmugh.
Very simple, sir. So we can connect to SQL Server, any version SQL Server in any version of the SSMS. This is clear, right? We can connect to any version of SQL Server in any version of Management Studio. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
This is clear, right? Done. So only thing is, see, SSMS 2019, imagine I just installed 2019, guys. Now I just installed 19.0. Okay? I just installed 19.0. When it was introduced, tell me. 19.1, I guess I installed. Maybe this year, okay? Or maybe last year, right? They might introduce this. But your always on feature is introduced 2012, right? So if you are using 2008 SSMS, this will suitable for the 2008 components only. You are connecting, so if you are using this 2008 SSMS, this 2008 SSMS is suitable for 2008 components, right? So 2012 SSMS, after 4 years, one more SSMS is released, guys, right? After 4 years, another version of SSMS is released. So in such scenario, the SQL Server 2012, you are connecting in the lower version of Management Studio, which is 4 years back. So you are using lower version of Management Studio to see all the features. In the lower version Management Studio, your always on is not there, right? The lower version Management Studio, there is no always on feature. So that's why, very simple, try to remember this thing. If you are connecting higher version SQL Server in the lower version Management Studio, higher version SQL Server in the lower version SSMS, higher version features won't be visible in the lower version SSMS. That's it, guys. Only challenge. This is the only challenge. If you are connecting higher version of SQL Server in the lower version of SSMS, as the lower version is introduced like long back ago, right? So that's why the new features you cannot see in the lower version of SSMS. Are you getting my point, guys? Is it clear now? So whatever
Yes.
higher version SQL Server is there, if you are connecting this higher version SQL Server, forget about lower to higher. That is possible, no issues at all. If your SSMS is higher and if you are connecting the lower version SQL servers, no issues at all. All the features will be visible. Why? Because SSMS is latest version. But if SSMS is older version and you are connecting to the latest version of SQL Server, latest version features won't be visible in the lower version of SSMS. That's it, guys. Is it clear?
Yes, bro.
Right? Done. So the SSMS is installed. Yes, please.
That means once we are installing SQL Server 2022 and we are using SSMS 2012
Correct.
or 14 something, that means we cannot just see the
2022 features. Yes.
features which are available.
Correct.
That's the
Correct. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Right. Sometimes the features won't work because of the SSMS limitations, guys. That's why you have to, while opening the SSMS, you have to check which version of SSMS it is and which version of SQL Server you are connecting. So sometimes the SSMS limitations also will be there. Okay, that you have to check it. Right. So now the SSMS is successfully installed. You can see restart button. After the installation of SSMS, you have to restart the Windows machine, guys. So let's restart the Windows machine. Guys, if you are facing any challenges in creating the VMs and all, still you can install the SQL Server in your local laptop. The process is same. Open the SQL Server. No need to install operating. In case if you are trying to install SQL Server in your local laptop, again I'm saying, in case if you are trying to install SQL Server in your local laptop, no need to install the OS. OS is already there, right? You can directly install the SQL Server. If you don't have that not SSMS. If you don't have that Oracle VirtualBox setup, if your machine is not supporting for Oracle VirtualBox, still you can install SQL Server in your local laptop. Okay, so in that case, don't install operating system. Operating system is already there in your local laptop. You can directly start installing SQL Server and then you can install the SSMS, guys. Okay.
Shanmugunda.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You are saying that a lower end version with higher end SQL Server will impact on the features, but what way means whether it is in performance way or else
I said very clearly. I said very clearly that new features won't be visible, not performance wise. Whatever new features are there, those features won't be visible. That's it. Performance is completely different. Performance wise, you don't face any issues. Why? Because SQL Server is not running in the management studio. SQL Server is a separate component. Management studio is a separate component. The management studio will be there to work with the SQL Server. Okay, we'll use management studio to connect and to work with the SQL Server. So your version will run as an individual component, right? Management studio is just a tool. So what I clearly said, like, the new features won't be visible. That is the only issue. That's it. You don't face any performance issues and all with Management Studio. Okay, it's a completely a tool. So because of the tool, your engine is not going to be disturbed, right? So here only the new features won't be visible in the lower version of SSMS. That's it. not related to any performance issues or not related to some other issues. Only the new features won't be visible.
Thank
you. Yeah. The machine is just restarted. Now let me connect to this server. Right, okay. So let me close the server manager. And again, if you open the same setup file, okay, if you open the same setup file now with run as administrator, generally to show you, I'm just opening, guys, okay? Don't do this mistake. Nothing will happen, but again, Shanmukh, I can see repair option like that. You people will ping me. So that's why I'm just discussing this point. So already this is the setup file, right? Already it was installed. So again, if you're installing, again, if you're trying to open the same setup file, generally you can see the repair option. Okay, so you cannot open SSMS like this once it's installed. Okay, see here, repair, uninstall, close. Shanmukh, there is no install button to install like that. You will ask. Means not you. Some people will ask. There is no install button, Shanmukh, like that. So it is already showing uninstall. That means it's already installed. Okay. So you can see if you want to again repair the SSMS, you can just repair. But generally we don't repair. Okay. Just close it. Just to show you that option, I opened that setup file, guys. So how to open SSMS? How to open SSMS?
The search box, we can type it as studio.
Okay. Right. So we can open Management Studio in different ways. So earlier we have an option, we have a shortcut called SSMS in the run. You have to type SSMS. Earlier, up to 2016 or 2017 also it will work. Okay, but in the latest versions, SSMS is not taking. So then how to open? Just click on the Windows button. Generally you can see in the, okay, recently added or whatever, you can see in this group. If not, you can also click on Microsoft SQL Server Tools 19 and you can click on the Management Studio. If not, just type SS. Just type SS. There also it will open. If it is installed, then if you just type SS, it will show you in the list, guys. Okay. It is not showing. Okay. So generally it will show, guys. Yeah, maybe sometimes in the Windows 2022 it will show if you just type SS. SS. Okay, in the Windows Server 2022 it will show you, guys, SSMS. Okay, so just type SSMS. You can see, guys. You can see. Just type SSMS. You can see. Okay, the Management Studio. Just click on this. If it is SQL Server 2005, there is a shortcut. One more shortcut is there. Can anyone tell me what is the SQL Server 2005 shortcut to open Management Studio? Anyone? Any idea? If So some of the companies are already using, still they are using SQL Server 2005. Okay, some companies are still using 2005. So in that case, if you are not able to find the Management Studio for 2005, okay, so how to open that Management Studio SQL Server 2005? Generally, you can just go to the start button, you can check it, there it will be. But there is a shortcut for 2005 Management Studio, okay, which is SqlDBA web browser. Okay, SqlDBA. SqlDBA is the shortcut. Only for 2005 it will work. From 2008 onwards, what is the shortcut, guys? What is the shortcut to open SSMS?
SSMS.
SSMS. Okay, either you can run it in the run, or you can just type it in the start. Right. So now it's opening. So let it open, guys. Once it's opened, then we'll connect to the instance. Okay. So then we'll discuss the other things. Right. Okay, so this is how SSMS, guys. This is how SSMS look like. So now you can see, let's connect to the server. So once you open SSMS, you can see the tool will open like this. This is the interface to connect to the running instances. Again, if the SQL Server is running, then only you can connect to the instance in the Management Studio. If you are not able to connect to the instance, means maybe the SQL Server is not running. It was in stopped state. That we have to check. I'll show you where to check and all. Okay, I'll show you. All right. So SQL Server, and you can see the server type database engine. So as a DBA, our work will be on database engine only. So if you select here, you can see a lot of other components also, like analysis services, reporting services, integration services. So in case if you want to connect to other components, you can choose the specific components. But generally, as a DBA, our work will be 99.99%. Our work will be on the database engine only. So make sure you have to choose. I mean to say, it will be there default, by default, it will be there. So make sure it was database engine. Okay. Server name, I told you, right? Computer name. Okay. Server name, as it is a default instance, it will take the computer name, right? So how to check the computer name? We can use, okay, we can check in many ways. One is go to this PC properties. You can check here in the this PC properties. See here, computer name. Okay, so this is one option. Second option is you can use command prompt CMD. So what is the command, guys, to see the computer name?
Host name.
Host name without spaces. Okay, just type host name. This is also one way. And you can also check in the system information. Okay, system information. So there also you can see our MS Info 32. There also you can see, okay, system name or computer name, all are same, guys. Okay, system name or computer name, all are same. So this is how you can get the computer name or host name. Okay, so this is the computer name, guys. So it will take automatically. If you don't see this, just click on this drop down button, click on browse for more, expand the database engine and select the instance name, click OK. And then authentication type we'll discuss in the security. What is authentication and all will be discussed in the security. So as of now, Windows authentication. As of now, Windows authentication. And you can see one login also. I told you, right, not everyone can connect to this instance. Anyone remember this account? Anyone remember this account? Where we have seen this one?
Administrator.
Administrator.
Yesterday,
We added that user.
1 minute, just 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, I'm waiting for. Right, okay. So yesterday we have seen this account. Where we have seen this account, any idea?
We have added this account.
Correct. Yesterday during the installation, I clicked on add current user account. Right. So when I clicked on add current user account, I told you, right, it will create a login with this account name with a system administrator privileges. Okay. So as of now, only this person can connect to the instance. As of now, only this person can connect to the instance. Once he is connected to the instance, he can give access to other people. Getting my point, guys? Once he connected to the instance, once he just entered into the room, he can welcome other people, right? Right. So in the same way, at least one guy should be added during the installation. During the installation, I told you we will add a SqlDBA group so that all the DBAs are able to connect to the instance, right? So this account, you can say, Shanmukh, it is not asking username and password. So where is the security? Everyone can connect, right? Correct. Are you getting my question, guys? Shanmukh, it is not asking username and password. If you click connect, the instance will be connected. Okay, that's fine. This is an issue with the SSMS. So the certificate chain was issued by authority. So what you have to do, click OK, go to options. Okay, there is an option called trust server certificate. Select that option. You will also get this error, guys. So select this option, trust server certificate. So there is a bug actually in the Windows Server 2019 SSMS. Okay, so you have to select this trust server certificate if you are getting any errors, and then just click on connect. So it will be connected, guys. It will be connected. Okay, so without asking username and password, it was connected. Then where is the security? Everyone can log into this machine and they are able to connect to the instance, right? Getting my point? Is my question valid, guys? Everyone can log into this Windows machine. They can easily connect to the SQL server. Where is the security then? Okay. This will be discussed after the break. Okay. So take a break, guys. Come back after 15 minutes.
Restricts the users.
Yes. Yes. Okay, guys. Take a break. Come back after 15 minutes. Will be discussed. Okay. Other things.
Okay.
Okay. Done. Any questions? Yeah. So, right. Tell me, guys. So where is the security in case if everyone is able to log into the SQL server without giving username and password? Where is the security then? Any idea how it will work?
I think in your local computer, you sign in as an admin in your local computer.
Okay. Right.
There will be identity and access management will be, right?
That is very big word. Fine. Okay. So, right, guys. So here we have two options. One is Windows authentication. Second one is SQL. We'll use only these two. Forget about all these things. These are like Azure integrated authentications. Okay. We don't use these options. Either Windows. I guess yesterday while installing, we can see two options like in the authentication screen. We can see authentication, Windows authentication, mixed mode authentication, right? Mixed mode authentication means SQL Server authentication. So if you choose Windows authentication, it is not asking username and password. If you choose SQL Server authentication, it will ask username and password. Right. The thing is, if it is Windows authentication, now listen carefully. The account, what is the account? You can see here. Remember this account. Okay. Computer name / administrator. Okay. So now see here. Go to security. Go to logins list and just expand this. You can see an account, right? Right. So in the logins list, who are all part of the logins list, they only can connect to the SQL server. Are you getting my point, guys? Who are all part of this list, only these people can connect to the SQL server. While connecting, if you see, it's actually not asking. I'm not saying it is not using. It is not asking the username and password when you choose Windows authentication, but internally it's passing all the security checks. See here, if you choose Windows authentication, no need to give the username and password, but it will by default take this username. What is the username? Computer name / administrator. You can see, right, this account is present, right? Getting my point, guys? As this account is present, that's why I'm able to connect. Even though if I choose Windows authentication, I added this account during the installation yesterday. Yesterday, during the installation, I have added this account. That's why I'm able to use this account to log into the SQL Server. And why Windows authentication? Windows side, whether you remember it or not, while connecting to the server, let me show you again. I'm going to log off. Okay, log off means again it will be closed. Okay, right. Whether you remember it or not, so in the RDP, okay, try to understand, but that's okay. If you don't understand, also nothing to worry. In the security session, we'll discuss more. Okay, with the diagrams and all. Right. So in the RDP, when I'm trying to connect to the server, it is asking username and password, right? What is the username and password? What is the username, guys? Computer name / administrator is my username. And I'll give one password. When I give the password, you are entering into this machine with this account. Agreed, guys, everyone? I am logging into this machine using this account. Is it clear?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
This account is already present in the SQL Server. Is it clear? This account is already present in the SQL Server logins list. In the logins list, this account is already present. We have added, actually during the installation, we have added this account. That's why without giving username and password, I'm able to connect. If anyone is using the same account, Windows administrator, they can connect. But we don't share the username and password with anyone, right? Satish will have his own account. Okay. Suresh will have his own account. Ruth will have her own account. Like everyone will have their own accounts. So while logging into the server, you will give your own account name, username, and password. If that is part of the logins list, then you can connect. If that is not the part of the logins list, even though you are able to log into the Windows server, still you cannot connect to the SQL server. Is it clear, guys, everyone? Is it clear? So there is no security breach here. Who are all part of this logins list, they only can connect to the SQL server. If you are part of this logins list, you can connect. That's why I told you, even though you are a company CEO, if you are not in this logins list, you cannot connect to the SQL server. Even though you are able to log into the Windows machine, don't expect like you can connect to SQL server. No. When you log into Windows machine, imagine Ruth log into Windows machine. What is her name? Computer name / Ruth. Here instead of administrator, computer name / Ruth. Right? So when computer name / Ruth you are using, you can log into the Windows machine. But can you see computer name / Ruth in this logins list? Can you see? Can you see
No.
computer
No.
name / Satish? No. So
No.
even though Ruth is able to log into Windows machine, as she is not part of this logins list, SQL Server don't allow her to connect to the SQL Server. Getting my point, guys? This will be detailed, in detail will be discussed in the security concept. Don't worry about it. As of now, this is how we can connect to the SQL Server. Any questions, please? Any questions? Questions, guys? Any questions? Are we good? Fine. Done. Okay, so we can connect to the instance in many ways, guys. I have lot of names. Okay, so let me connect to the instance like this also. Local host. Okay, we can connect. And we can also connect using local connect. And we can also connect using dot. So how many instances you can see, guys, here? How many instances total? This is
Four.
one instance, this is one instance, this is one instance, this is one instance. Right?
Yeah.
Right. I just installed only one instance, right? Why I'm able to see 4 instances here?
All are same.
Tell me, guys. Yeah. Why I'm able to see 4 instances? I just installed only one instance. But I
We are
can,
connected.
yeah, I can connect it to the 4 instances actually. Okay, so why like this? So it's very simple. It's not like 4 instances, all are single instances with the different names. Right? Everyone will have official name, legal name, nickname. Okay, we have different names, right? Friends will call with a nickname, parents will call with a nickname, and official names is different, legal name is different, right? Fine. In the say, all are my names only. I have a lot of names, 4, 5 names I have. All are calling me only. My parents will call with a different name. My wife will call with a different name. My students will call with a different name. My legal name is different, but everyone is like calling me only, right? So in the same way, these are all 4 different names of the default instance. Local host also represents computer name. Local also represents computer name. Dot in Windows language, dot is nothing but computer name. In Windows language, dot is nothing but computer name. Dot is nothing but computer name. So instead of giving the whole computer name in the instance name, you can simply give the dot. Why? Because when you are working with your colleagues, everyone will connect to the instances using different approaches, different names. You cannot go and ask, hey, where is the instance name? Then he will just look at you. You don't know this basic concept. Dot is nothing but computer name. So you can give the whole computer name. You can give the local host. You can give local. You can simply give dot. So dot means don't think there is no computer name and all. Dot is equal to computer name. Instead of giving the whole computer name, you can also give the dot. So these are the different names of the default instances, not named instance. If it is named instance, okay, you have to give the name like this. Okay, instance name will be computer name backslash instance name backslash B52 SQL Server. Like this you have to give. Can I connect to this instance? Can I connect to this instance?
No.
We cannot connect to this instance. We'll get the error. Okay, so what error I'll show you. So you'll get a very big error. In what scenarios you'll get that big error, guys? If the SQL server is not running, you will get this error. If you gave the wrong server name, you will get this error. The SQL server is not running like this. You can see here, right? A network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing a connection to SQL Server. The server was not found or was not accessible. Verify that the instance name is correct and that the SQL Server is configured to allow remote connections. This saying, hey, the instance name that you are using, whether it was not installed or not accessible or not configured, check whether the connections are working or not, check whether SQL services are up and running or not, it is saying. So in case if when we'll get this error, guys, cannot connect to SQL server, they will ask you sometimes, while connecting to the SQL server, I'm getting error. So how you are going to troubleshoot like this, they will ask you in the interview. So you have to ask, may I know the error, what kind of error you are getting. Okay, so different errors. If it is login failure error, maybe login issue. If it is like a network related specific instance error occurred, then either the SQL server is not running or the SQL server is not installed or you gave the wrong server name. You gave the wrong server name. In these scenarios, generally, we will get this error, guys. Okay, in these scenarios, generally, we will get this error, right? So this is how we can connect to the SQL Server, guys, in the Management Studio. Once you just connected, I'm going to disconnect. So this is the connect button. This, if you want to connect to another instance, again click on the connect button and you can just give the instance name and you can go. Using one management studio, you can connect to multiple instances, guys. Again, using one management studio, you can connect to multiple instances. Okay, there is no limitations. You can connect to many instances. You can connect to the same instance that is there in this machine. You can connect to the other instance that is hosted in another Windows machine also. Getting my point, guys? Using this management studio, I can connect to the instance in the same Windows machine. For example, I have one more server, 254, 137.254. One more Windows server is there. In that Windows server, I have another instance. That instance also I can connect from this 253 management studio, guys. Getting my point? That is called remote connections. What is remote work? Your office will be somewhere and you are doing work from your home. That is called remote work. You are doing work from somewhere else. In the same way, the server can be somewhere else. The server can be in the US. The server can be in the UK. The server can be in the Singapore. But still you can connect the instance from your village, from your town, from your home, from your city. Right? How that is possible? That is called remote connections. Okay. So even though the server is in different server, different machine, different data center, still you can connect using the management studio, guys. For that, you have to enable remote connections and you have to enable the communication between the servers, guys. Clear? This is connect button. If you want, you can connect to any of the instances by giving the name. This is disconnect button. Okay, I don't want this instance. I will disconnect this. Disconnect doesn't stop your SQL server. Again, I'm saying, whenever you want, you can connect. Whenever you don't want, if your work is completed, you can disconnect. This is disconnect button. I can disconnect this. I can disconnect this. I can disconnect this. Nothing will happen. You are just exiting from the SQL server. If you want to connect again, click connect button and you can give the instance name and you can connect. So this is connect button and this is disconnect button, guys. As it is up and running, you can see this stop. This is actually a stop button. If it is stopped, you can see this button will be enabled. This is a filter button. If you see, I want to filter something, I want to filter the logins. Say, for example, I want to filter the logins. So we have multiple logins here. I want to filter. See, if you have multiple options in the folder, each one is one folder, guys. You can say, technically we'll call this as objects. This is one object. This is another object. This is another object, another object, another object, another object. I told you, right? Always on feature. This is the one. If you connect to the same 2019 in the 2008 SSMS, can we connect, guys? 2019 in the 8 SSMS?
Yes.
We can connect.
Yes, we can connect. But this feature you cannot see in the 2008 SSMS. Getting my point? This was introduced from 2012 onwards. So this is 2019 instances, but you connected this instance in the 2008 SSMS. So this folder, it won't show this folder in the SSMS. This folder itself won't be visible. It's not like it's not going to work. This folder itself won't be visible in the 2008 SSMS. Getting my point now? If you connect this instance, 2019 instance in 2008 SSMS, you cannot see this folder at all. Why? Because this feature is the latest version. You can see this feature in the latest versions of SSMS, right? So if you are using the same version of SSMS, you can see. If you are using lower version of SSMS, if it is supporting, you can see. But in the 2005 Management Studio, in the 2008 Management Studio, there is no always on feature. In the 8R2 Management Studio, there is no always on feature. So if you are connecting the instances like from 2012 to 2022, if you are connecting these instances in the lower version of Management Studio, higher version features won't be visible in the lower version Management Studio. Is it clear, guys? Everyone now? Now is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Done. Okay. And if you have any in the object, if you go to object, I can see under logins, I can see multiple items. If you have multiple items, to filter multiple items, there is a filter button we have. This is called filter. You can filter a specific login. Okay. If you want to filter a specific login, out of all these things, I want to filter one login, which is SCA login. Imagine. So name is equal to SCA. It will show you just SCA. Of course, this is my account, guys. It will show you. But you can, out of lot of logins, we have, I guess, 8 or 9 logins are there. but still you can see only SCA login. Forget about this login. You can see by default you can see this login as it is your login. You can see only this login. Why? Because we just filtered this one using filter option. If you have 100 logins, you want to search quickly, you can use the filter option, guys. If you have 100 logins, if you want to search it quickly, or 200 logins or 1000 logins, you can search quickly using the filter. Not only logins, for every option you can use the filter option. Okay, I can remove the filter again. It is just filtered, guys. Don't think it deleted the old logins. It's just filtered. I can remove the filter. I can again see all the logins now. So that is called filter. If you have multiple options to filter multiple options, we can use this filter option icon, guys. And this is refresh button. Okay, very important. Whatever you are doing, habituate to refresh the instance every time. For example, you created one database. If you don't refresh, you cannot see the database here. Every time it's very important. Whatever you're doing, you don't believe actually there is an issue. One day what happened? A student asked my support. Okay, so he created a simple. He created a database. It's not showing in the list. He said, I immediately asked whether you refreshed or not. Yeah, I refreshed, brother. I refreshed. Still, it is not showing. Then I connected and checking all the logs. Generally, what we will do, we'll believe others, right? He said he just refreshed the instance. Okay. And what happened is, he didn't refresh actually. He might, while refreshing might be somewhere it was selected, he just refreshed. He thought that he refreshed the instance. So if you select this security, if you refresh security, folder will be refreshed. If you select the server object and if you refresh this, that folder will be refreshed. You have to actually refresh the whole server. You have to actually refresh the whole server. He just selected one folder and he said like he just refreshed. I'm checking all the logs. It took around 30 minutes. Still, I'm unable to see the database. Then I just normally will do refresh, right? Then I just selected the database folder and I just refreshed, then it is showing. So one lesson here is don't believe everyone, guys. Not only everyone, don't believe anyone. Don't believe anyone. As a DBA, it is very important, not only in the work, in the life also. Nowadays, very seriously I'm saying, out of 199 people are like that one. This comes at a different part, but again, don't believe means not for big things, small things also, right? So you should have your own path. Okay, so just I mean to say the solution is here is I have to simply select the database, I have to refresh it. So that's it. So some people will do like this, and why I'm saying this, sometimes users will try to guide in a wrong way. Users will guide in a wrong way, guys. So don't believe the users. You should have your own approach to troubleshoot the issues and all. Whatever you'll do the troubleshooting and all, again, you have to do it from the beginning. Okay, he said he already refreshed. Okay, no need to refresh from my side. No, you also refresh it. Even though he refreshed. I'm just giving an example. So this refresh button is very important, guys. Whatever you're doing, always try to refresh. Then only you can see the new objects and all. Then only you can see the new objects, whatever you created, whatever you did changes and all. Everything will be reflected after the refresh. Okay. Then only you can see the new changes and all. So this is refresh button. This is like a health state and all, just to check the health and all. You can use this, but generally we don't use it. So up to here we are going to use it. So this is also kind of a show policy health state. This will be discussed later. Okay, right. So this is how the SQL Server will be. These are all objects, guys. Databases, security server, object replication policy, polybase. All are objects. We can say these are the features only, but slowly we are going to discuss one by one how to create databases. Okay, like from then onwards we'll start. Then slowly we are going to discuss some of the folders. Some we don't discuss, guys. Not required as a DBA. We don't need it. Like always on feature and all, we are going to discuss anyhow. Integration services catalog, this comes under SSIS. So we don't discuss this. Okay, we are not going to cover any SSIS here. So this is how generally we are going to cover each and every object slowly, okay, one by one in the future classes. Right. Let's discuss one more small topic. Okay. What and all services will be created when you install the SQL Server? What and all folders and services will be created after the SQL Server installation. This is very important. Okay. What new folders will be created? What new services will be added in the Windows machine when you install a SQL Server? Let's go with services first. So if this is running means, if you are able to connect means, that means it is running. When you install any software, yesterday we discussed that software will run as a service in the background. Any software, whether it is antivirus, whether it is a Zoom, whether it is a Oracle VirtualBox, whether it is a Google Chrome, whether it is a Notepad, whether it is an Excel sheet, whether it's a Windows Media Player, whatever applications you are using, every application will have its own service. That service should run in the back end. Then only the software will work, guys. In the same way, when you install SQL Server, some services will be installed in the Windows machine. Those services are responsible to run the SQL Server. If the services are down, you cannot connect to SQL Server. If you want to connect to the SQL Server, the respective SQL Server services should be up and running. So what kind of services will be created when you install one SQL Server? How many services will be created? Where we can check? How to stop the service? How to start the service? How to restart the service? Everything will be discussed. Okay. So now I told you, right, when you install a SQL Server, definitely some services will be configured. Where I can see, go to run, type services.msc. Again, here you can see all the services that are related to the Windows machine, that are related to every application. Okay. You can see all the services that are related to every application. Sometimes you can see these services. These are all services only. Sometimes these will be not in order. So just click on the name. You will get in alphabetical order A to Z. Right. So now our service, what is our software, guys? SQL Server, right? Which will starts with yes, right? Select any service. Okay, any service you want. And just hit yes in the keyboard. Just type yes. Then you can see all the services starts with yes. So you can see, if you go down, you can see the SQL. How many SQL services you can see, guys, here? Total, count it. Count it.
6.
How many SQL services you can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 services you can see, guys. How many SQL services? 6 services you can see, and you can see each service status, what it will do in the description. You can see, if you see here, this is the description of the particular service, what that service will do. And if you see the third column, the status, whether the service is running or not. What is the status, case? Whether SQL Server is running or not? Tell me now.
Running.
It's running. You can see here, this is the main service. Out of 6 services, you can see SQL Server service. You can see only name SQL Server. What is this in the brackets?
Default instance name.
Yes, this is the instance name, guys. In the brackets, Shanmukh, if we have 2 instances, you said we can install 50 instances. So every instance will have a SQL Server service. So how to identify, how to differentiate which instance SQL Server service it is? Okay, so this in the brackets, using the brackets, I mean to say the name in the brackets will help you to identify the instance name. Generally, if you remember it or not, if you are staying in PG and all, we used to have one habit. So generally, we'll use the same kind of plates, right? Plates to eat the food and all, glass for the water and all, right? So at least one mark should be there. Why? Because it's not going to mingle with others. If 2 people are using same plates, we'll do one mark, right? We'll do some small painting or whatever it is. We'll have some names, whether you remember it or not. So we used to have names on the utensils. Indian culture, generally, the old culture. We used to have the names and all. Okay, so that we can easily identify this is my plate, this is my glass. So at least one mark will be there. In the same way, if multiple instances are there, to identify which instance service it is, so we have a mechanism called instance name in the brackets. If you install second instance with a different name, second install definitely it should be named instance, right? You will definitely have to give the name of the instance. So when you install second instance, one more SQL Server will be installed with a name in the bracket. Let me show you in my local laptop. Okay, so in the local laptop, I have multiple instances installed. Let me show you that. Right, see here, I have SQL Server. How many SQL servers are there? This is one SQL Server. This is another SQL Server. Both are SQL servers only. This is one copy of SQL Server service. This is another copy of SQL Server service. So how to identify which version, which instance SQL Server it is? See in the brackets, you can see the instance name. If you see MS SQL Server in the brackets, that means which instance, guys, it is? It is a default instance.
Default.
Default. Only for default instance, you can see in the brackets MS SQL Server. So if I ask you, hey, now tell me which instance it is, whether this is a named instance or default instance, you can easily tell. Why? Because computer name, only computer name is there, you can easily tell. Okay, this is one way to identify whether the instance is named or default. Okay, what is the way, guys? One way is you can just simply check the computer name. Okay, it is only showing computer name. This is the default instance. Another way is go to services.msc, go to SQL Server service. In the brackets, if it is showing MS SQL Server means that is a default instance service. Okay, right. Coming to the point, how many services will be installed? Total 6 services will be installed. What is the importance of each service? Let's discuss. Out of 6 services, again, listen carefully. When we install SQL Server, total 6 services will be installed. If I install 2 instances, how many services will be installed?
12.
If I install 3 instances, if I install 3 instances,
18.
18 services. Very good. I hope you are good in mathematics. Okay, 18 services, but that is wrong. Okay, 3 into 6, that is 18, that is correct only, but the answer is wrong. Okay, let's discuss. Out of 6 services, okay, out of 6 services, 4 services are specific services and the remaining 2 services are shared services. Getting my point, guys? Out of 6, 4 are specific services, 2 are shared services. Okay, are you getting my point, guys? So if it is shared services, I told you right yesterday, we just discussed with a PG example. If one more person is added, they are not going to add extra TV, extra refrigerator, extra washing machine, extra Wi-Fi, right? You have to use the same existing services. In the same way, 4 will be added for each instance. Remaining 2 are shared features, will be created only once. So how to identify which one is a shared service, which one is a specific service? You can see the instance, you can see the services here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now tell me how to identify which one is shared, which one is specific. You can easily identify. I just gave you an example also.
Yeah, wherever the instance names are there, that is specific to that default instance.
Very good. Very good, guys. That's why I gave you that example, that plate, name and all. So if you see this service is having a name in the brackets, if you see this service is also having name, this service is also having name, this service is also having name. So these 4 are specific services. If you see, this is a washing machine, this is a refrigerator. You don't see any name, belongs to PG. So if you install second copy, only one browser service will be there, one VSS writer will be there. See here, I am going to show my local laptop services. See, if you see here, actually 2 instances are there. One is default instance, another one is named instance. So this is default instance main service. This is named instance main service. This is default instance full text service. This is named instance full text service. This is default instance agent service. This is named instance agent service. This is default instance CEIP service. This is named instance CEIP service. But even though I have two instances, can I see two browser services, two VSS writer services?
No.
No. So now tell me if I install 3 instances, total how many services will be there in my, don't tell your answer. Don't tell your answer. Type your answers. I have to know, I have to check how many of you understood this concept. I have 3 instances installed in my machine. Type your answers directly to me. Installed in the Windows server. So total how many services you can see. Hi baby.
Hello,
Good morning.
I'm fine.
What are you doing?
I'm sitting.
10 people responded till now. Please respond, guys. It's very simple question. If you are sleeping, you can respond again. You can go back to sleep.
The respondent. Um,
18 people responded. Okay, very good. Right. So let me check the answers now. Rajesh said 14, Samyukta 18, Samyukta 18, Shravan 14, Nikhil 14, 14, Vinay 14, Shivgurunathan 14, Ruth 14, Mutmari 9, Harish 14, Prince Murali 14, Sanjay Devgan. Why Sanjay? 3 instances. If I install 3 services only will be created. Prashant 14, Srinu 14, Srinivasam 14, Venkatesh Kumar 14, Pushpalata 14, Subbu 14, Murali 6. Most of you said correct answer. Samyukta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mutmari, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Sanjay. So now can you please tell me why it was Mutmari, why it was 9 services? Can you don't mind, okay? So just want to make you clear, that's it. Why it was 9 services?
SQL Server, agent services,
Okay.
and browser.
No, I'm not asking what services. That's okay. Services names can be different. That's not an issue. You cannot remember all the services. But if you install one instance, how many services will be installed? Normally, for the first time, if you install one instance, how many? Total how many services?
4.
Total how many? Total how many? If you install one instance for the first time, total how many services?
6 services.
6 services. Very good. Right? This is clear, right? Mutmari and Samyukta, this is clear, right? Sanjay.
Yes.
Right, done. Very good. And Murali as well. So 6 services will be installed. Out of 6, how many specific, how many shared?
4 are specific and 2 are shared.
Very good. I'm asking
If
about
single instance,
right.
6, it is 3 instance, then it will be by default 14. Because 4 into 3 and 1, 2 will be shared. That 2 will be shared among all the 3 instances.
Correct.
So it will be 14 if there are 3 instances. If there are 4 instances, then it will be 3.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So Mutmari and Samyukta. So out of 6, 4 services are specific, right? Right? Clear? And 2 services are shared. Shared means will exist only once. I told you, right? That TV will exist only once in the PC. Wi-Fi, only one Wi-Fi across the whole building. Right? So shared means you don't see multiple copies. Shared means you can see only a single copy. Right? So out of, for the first time, you will get 6 services. But for the next time, second instance, if you are installing, only 4 will be added. Why? Because 2 are shared, right? Only 4 will be added. If you are installing third instance, 4 more will be added. Whenever you are installing another copy, every time 4 will be added. First time 6 will be added. Next time onwards 4 will be added. So for 3 instances, how many services you can see now? Tell me, Samyukta and Mutmari. 3 instances. How many services? Or else I'll give you one formula, guys. Please don't confuse. What is the formula? 3, okay, 4n plus 2. Okay, this is the formula.
14, sir.
4n plus 2. N means number of instances. Now tell me, if now Samyukta and Mutmari, you have to answer. If I installed 5 instances, total how many services I can see? Use this formula. 5 instances, how many services I can see?
22.
Samyukta, you are not responding. Five instances, 4 into number of instances, right? 4 into 5, 20 plus 2, 22. Okay,
Yes.
so clear everyone? Is it
Yeah,
clear?
it's
If you can't remember, yes, just remember this formula, 4n plus 2. Okay, n means number of instances. If it is 10 instances, 4 into 10, 40 plus 2, 42 services you can see. Right? Everyone, is it clear, guys? Number of services.
No.
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay, so now let's go to this server.
Yeah.
So you can see 4 specific services. This is very, very, very important service. If this is down, the SQL server will be down. You cannot connect. The application also will be down. Okay, this is the main service. This is the database engine service. The SQL server, you don't see anything, just SQL server. So this is the database engine service. If the engine is down, you cannot run the car, right? In the same way, if SQL server is, if this service is stopped, you cannot connect to the SQL server. How to start, stop, and restart? Right click, you can choose stop. If you want, you can. Generally, I'm showing how to stop and all. Stop, pause, restart and all. Or else you can select here. Here also you can see. I'm just stopping. Wantedly, I'm stopping. Okay, right? Now it was stopped. Okay, now the service is not running. See here, it is not showing any status, means that is not running. So now again, I'm trying to connect. Connect button, click connect. Can I connect, guys?
No.
No.
I cannot. Why? Because I told you, right, SSMS will help you to connect to the running instances. If the instance is not running, how can you connect? You will get the error. A network related specific error occurred, whether the name is not correct or not found or not accessible kind of error, you will get it. Okay, so this is how see here, you can see the stop button here, red stop button. See, it was stopped. When the instance is not stopped, can I refresh the instance? Now, can I refresh the instance? Guess it, just guess it, no issue, just guess it.
No.
Can I refresh the instance? Just guess it, guys.
No, it's not gonna make
No,
change.
yeah, we can refresh, but it don't show anything.
Yeah.
So if you refresh also, I told you, right, refresh is also one query where it has to run on the SQL server. If the SQL server is stopped state, why it will run? It will also throw you the error. Okay, refresh won't work. Not only refresh, nothing will work if the instance is stopped. Okay, so how to start the service? Go to services.msc, right click, you can start it, or select the service, you can click on start button. So in this way, you can start the service. And in the same way, right click restart also, same like right click refresh also. So this is how, again, now when you refresh, now it was refreshed actually. So why? Because I just started, right? So again, now you can see the instance is running. See guys, if it is running, you can see small play button here. Small play button you can see means it's running. If you see red button means it is stopped. If you don't see any option like play button or stop button, if you can see white circle or just a question mark means what? That is the assignment question. That is the assignment question. Instead of this play button and stop button, if you see any white circle or a question mark here, okay, what it means? Try to Google it and let me know the answer, guys. Okay. And if you see here, agent service is stopped actually. If you go and check the agent service, where is the agent service? Agent service. This is the agent service. This is stopped. Currently, it is not running. You can start from here, and you can also start from here also. Right click. You can start here actually. Yeah, it's actually started. That's why it is showing stop, restart. See, it's actually started. So earlier, if you see, you can see a start button here. So you can start, stop, and restart from here also. From Management Studio also, you can do that, guys. You can stop, start, pause, and restart also. You can do that. Okay. So that's how generally it is going to work, guys. So out of 6 services, the main service is database engine service. Database engine service is responsible for the SQL server. Okay. If the database engine is running, then only SQL server will be up and running, guys. Okay. That is one service. And the second service is agent service. Agent service is responsible for the automation, like jobs, maintenance plans, alerts, everything. Agent is responsible for the automation. So don't worry, we have a separate session on the automation. We'll discuss all those things. You can see here, if you expand agent, you can see jobs, alerts, operators, what it will do, everything will be discussed. And full text service for the search operations and all. Full text service, this is also important. Next is CEIP service. This is Customer Experience Improvement Program. CEIP, Customer Experience Improvement Program. So this is like a review kind of thing. In case if you want to give any reviews to the Microsoft, okay, it is track the information and it is going to update to the Microsoft. Okay, so this is called CEIP service, Customer Experience Improvement Program. So this will be introduced from SQL Server 2019, I guess. 2019 or 2017, the CEIP introduced earlier. You don't find the CEIP service. Okay, these are the 4 specific features. Browser will be discussed. What is the use of the browser and all. VSS Writer is a service which will help you to write the data to the disk. VSS Writer is very important service. Okay, so it will help you to write the data to the disks and also this is how the services will be differentiated, guys. So every instance, initially when you are installing for the first time, you will get 6 services. Out of 6, 4 are instance specific, 2 are instance shared. Next time while you are installing second instance, shared is already there, shared features, shared services are already there. So only specific services, the 4 services will be added every time when you're installing a new instance. This is how you can see the services. This is how you can start, stop, and restart the services from the services.msc screen. And we have also one more tool called Configuration Manager. So Configuration Manager means here in the services.msc you can see all the application services. But Microsoft provided one more tool called Configuration Manager. So it will help you to see only SQL related services. Configuration Manager is one tool which will help you to see only SQL related services, guys. Other application related services you cannot see, and shared features only browser service you can see. Other than browser you cannot see, like VSS Writer, full text, and full text you can see. What other service is missing? Can anyone tell what other service is missing? Out of 6, we can see 4.
VSS.
CIB.
CEIP is missing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, CEIP is missing and VSS Writer is missing.
VSS Writer.
Okay, so these services you can see, complete services you can see under services.msc, but in the Configuration Manager you can see 3 shared services, 3 specific services, 1 shared service, guys. Okay, remaining protocols and all I'll show you, I'll tell you guys what is protocol, how it will help us to connect. Okay, everything will be discussed later. So we can see the services in the services.msc and we can see the services in the SQL related services in the Configuration Manager also. Okay, any questions, guys? Questions, please.
To start and stop the services, there should be a proper approval.
Of course. Definitely you should have proper approval. Without approvals, you cannot do that. If you do that, that's it. It will be the last day.
No, I have one doubt. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So in that the SSMS, through SSMS, you told we can restart the services, right?
Yes,
by right
yes.
clicking and restart.
Yes.
So when we do the restart, it will restart only the SQL Server the server, the total 2 services it will restart.
Correct. Yes. There is a dependency actually. If you're trying to restart, it will ask you for the agent also. You will get one notification. See, are you sure you want to restart the SQL Server? Yes, we'll click. Then again, it will ask you, you want me to restart the agent also? See here. SQL Server agent also. These two services only will be restarted.
Okay.
Other services won't be touched if you are
Okay.
restarting through Management Studio. Good question.
Okay, bro. Thanks, bro.
Bro, for example, when we try to connect SQL Server remotely, right?
Right.
So there would be some networks and ports be enabled, right?
Correct.
Can you...
Will be discussed.
Okay.
Yeah. Protocol TCP/IP is responsible for the remote connections. Okay. TCP port should be enabled. Then only we are able to connect the remote connections and all.
Another in the last class, right? We discussed about custom service.
I'll show you in the evening class.
Okay, how those are created.
We'll show you. I will show you. It's important. Why? Because these are the main things. I mean to say that is also important, but slowly we'll go. Okay, slow will be discussed.
Okay, sure.
Bro, I have one more doubt.
Yes, please.
So right now we have installed the SSMS SQL Server on the VM, right?
Right.
So our laptop and the VM is on the same network. So can we install SSMS on our local laptop and try to connect with the server?
Happily, you can do that.
Okay.
For that, you need that is called remote connections.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how developers will connect. SSMS only will be there in the laptops, their laptops, and servers will be there somewhere else, like in the US, UK, somewhere else in the Mumbai data center, Hyderabad data center. But using their local SSMS, they will connect to the SQL instance that is already installed in the another Windows machine. That is
So
called
we need
remote
to
connection.
Okay. So we need to add the user accounts, that
Correct.
laptop user accounts to
Correct.
that SQL Server security.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Correct. You got that point. Yeah.
Okay, bro. Thanks.
Yeah. No problem.
That's colorful.
White icon depends on your when I chappidi. That's fine. Good, Vinay. Good try. Vinay already completed the assignment. He just posted the message directly to me. So the white space, I asked you the white space, right? White space. Okay. So that's how. In case if anyone wants to add, I mean to say, like we have the document, right? If you want, you can add the assignment questions to the document. If I have some time, free time and all, I'll add it. But note down the assignment questions that I'm giving. Okay. In case if you guys, again, don't change anything in the document. Okay. So if you want to add anything, so what you can do, let me show you, I guess, drive, yeah, forms.google.com and sheets and batch 52 updates. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so Sandeep, there is no updates from you. Shivagurunathan, you have already downloaded the software, right? Then only you are able to complete the second step. Okay, just update. Sirisha, very good. Sirisha, Madhavi also very good. Okay, so you just completed. And Vinay, very good. And Nikhil, please complete the third one. Okay. And Himanshu, very good. Satish, you have to update. Neeraj, you have to update. Subbu, very good. And Pushpa, why? You haven't yet downloaded the softwares also?
No, sir, I will do to you today.
Okay, done. Okay, please update once it's done. Srinivas, very good. And
Yeah.
Sanju, very good. And Rajesh, good. And what about others? Mutmari, good. Kirtana, good. Murli.
Yes, sir. It will be.
Okay. Please update. Okay, please practice, guys. Samyukta. And please, if you haven't updated yet, please update this sheet, guys. Okay, so it will be used for the reference. Samyukta, please complete. Vijay Vincent. Are you there? Thank you. Someone added something. Good. What you did for that? Someone did some change here, I guess. What you did?
Nana.
Cheers. Right, okay. And Sangeeta, please complete that one, okay? And what about Ruth? Ruth, very good. Vijay Vincent, please complete. Please update the sheet. Mahesh, very good. Ganesh, Srinivas Nampalli, 7. Please update if you haven't yet updated, guys. Remaining contacts will be added here, okay? Remaining 2-3 contacts I have to add will be added here. And assignments, I'm going to add one more sheet called assignments. Okay, so you can add assignment questions here. Okay, so assignment questions will be added here. If I have time, I'll add. If you have time, you also can add, guys. Don't wait for me. Okay. Chalo. Are we good, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, Shamuk.
Done. So please update the sheet and will be discussed in the evening session. Will be discussed the other things like the folders and all. Okay. What folders will be created will be discussed in the evening session, guys. Thank you. Thanks for joining. We'll connect in the evening at 7 p.m. IST.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.